The American band Chicago started life as The Big Thing in 1967, and then they changed name to the Chicago Transit Authority in 1968, and then dropped the Transit Authority bit in 1969 as they thought the real Transit Authority might get upset, so they became just Chicago. They're still going. However, there's only two people who have been in the band, as far as I know, all the way through. Robert Lum on keyboards and James Pankow on trombone. They've had an impressive set of different lineups, but they're also quite impressive at currently having 11 members. Partly, though, this is because they were formed deliberately as a rock band with brass, so that brings up your member count. Their first album was Chicago Transit Authority in 1969. Their second was simply Chicago in 1970. They then skipped to Chicago 3 in 1971. And then, in order, I don't normally list a band's albums, certainly when they have this many, but I find it interesting because after 3, they did 5, then 6, then 7, then 8, then 10. Then 11, then Hot Streets, then 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, Night and Day, 25, 30, 32, 33, 35, 36, 37, and 38 came out in 2022. That's 26 albums. I don't know what happened to all the missing numbers, although a couple of them are live albums. Hi, my name's Dan, and this is a review of the album The Chicago Transit Authority by the band Chicago, although at the time they were going by Chicago Transit Authority, possibly not quite sure when they officially changed the name. It's their first album, anyway, and it was released in 1969, and it's my first time listening to it. Where's this album been all my life? I want to know. I absolutely love it. It's a superb album. So Acclaimed Music describes this as jazz rock, and I'm going to go, man, that's not a great... If you're trying to give an indication of what it is, then I don't think it helps much, particularly, well, in my mind, jazz rock is people like Herbie Hancock or Return to Forever or Weather Report or even Soft Machine. This is more funk rock, I would say, with elements of soul and R&B and small slices of blues and jazz and elements of prog rock in that they have bits of the kind of prog complexity to rhythms and harmonies at times. They apparently consider themselves to be progressive, but I would say they're not very much, depending on what your definition is. They're a big band. They've got brass and they do grooves. Sometimes those grooves are funky. Once it's quite jazzy. Some of them are a bit more rocky. They've all, or almost all of them, got kind of brass stab stuff going on, but it's also got rock-like guitar that's got quite a lot of similarity to Jimi Hendrix, in my mind. And as I said, some sections that are more complex rhythms and chords. I guess there's a few other bits that are a bit proggy in the kind of singing and the song structure as well. And there's quite a bit of percussion at times. There's some nice percussive stuff, especially at the end of the track "I'm a Man," which is the only cover on the album, which was a Spencer Davis Group track, and I recognised it when it came on. I thought, "Oh, do I know this?" And I think I do. There is a key word here which I've used already, which is groove. So much so that until I looked them up. So what I do is I listen, then I read, then I listen. In the first listen, I just assumed they were black, and they're not. They're not at all. That means I had a prejudice. I apologise for that. One thing in my mind that actually links it to P-Funk, particularly, is the use of distorted rock guitar alongside funk style. There's even a track that's just guitar. It's a nearly 7-minute track of distorted and discordant guitar improvisation, which very much put Hendrix in mind to me. So this is Terry Kath, and apparently Hendrix was a big fan of his, and I can get that potentially. So it's huge in musical scope. It's also long. It's a double album. It's the first album, and first albums are almost never doubles. It's very happy music. It's got a real bounce to it. It's very competent and infectious. And I'm going to say the word again, groove. It really is groove music. It's a tour de force, and it knocked my socks off. I absolutely loved it. And I'm going to have to say that word once more, groove. Okay, so that's what I think of the album. I'd love to know what you think of the album, so please will you let me know by leaving me a comment. And I am going to do the thing one more time that I hate, which is, please, if you enjoy what I'm doing, will you subscribe to my channel and help push me up in the algorithms, just to, get a little bit more exposure? That would be nice. That's it from me for now.